Hi, my name is Charles Doucet. I live in Scotland, originally from South Africa. I am an addictions and trauma professional as well as a life coach for recovery and helping men learn empathy in standing by their wives as they heal from betrayal trauma. It is very important that I think in the first instance we recognize that as men who are the ones who betrayed our wives, that the initiative lies with us. And it usually starts with number one, making sure we have a transformation action plan where there are activities we've decided to stop, activities like criticizing or defending ourselves. But there should also be a list of actions which we wish to pursue and develop, like sharing appreciations of who our wife is and what she means for us, as well as a lifestyle of exploration, curiosity about her, continuing to ask questions and getting to know her. But this must be based on a sound foundation of self-care development. And of course, we need to make sure we get enough exercise, that we follow a protocol of deep thinking in our lives, that we have a regime of being connected, having a support team around us, as well as looking after ourselves emotionally, making sure we get into nature enough, do enough meditation, reflection, get enough sunlight. But above all, we should always have an emotional flooding emergency plan ready. So when we are feeling overwhelmed by emotions in the relationship, we will remember to breathe deeply, to remember our worth as human beings and how valuable we are, and that we can stand on that truth. We need to accept the emotions we have and know that they're giving a deeper message and not try to reject them or fight against them. We must work towards connection. So if we feel flooded, it's always good to reach out to somebody. And ultimately, if we need to take time out for a maximum of 20 minutes, we need to be able to ask for that as well. But I think most importantly, we should really have a trust building plan as well as a compassion development plan, which is actually the absolute foundation of learning empathy. So let's talk about the trust building plan. Number one, we should lead with a sacrificial heart. Our wives should be able to see that we are willing to give ourselves to them because we truly love them. Number two, she's going to look, if you are vulnerable enough, to allow her to look into your heart, because that is the essence of true intimacy. The word is coined, or the phrase is coined, into me you see. So we need to express our feelings, our hopes, our dreams, our commitments. That which lives in our heart, we must choose to share with our wives. Furthermore, we need to be willing to give our time and energy for her. Take the initiative, do some planning, and make sure that your wife knows that she has your time. And finally, like a medical doctor on call, we need to be on call for our wives in being responsive to her needs, but also regularly reaching out. If we're out for the day, making sure there's regular either telephone or WhatsApp contact, keeping her up to date with what's happening with your day, showing her that you care. But finally, the compassion development plan and the true heart of learning empathy lies in our hearts, in our attitudes. And we need to ask ourselves, do we have humility? Humility which recognizes we have done wrong things in the past and we are able to make restitution. We are able to rebuild little by little, step by step. Number two, are we willing to extend gentleness in everything we do and in all our approaches? And then finally, do we show patience? That is ultimately the test that our wives will see in us as a man willing to learn empathy. If she sees the humility, if she experiences the gentleness of our approaches, if she recognizes the patience in our lives, this will begin to help her on her journey of healing as well. This will also help her to rebuild trust gain more security, feel safer in our presence. We owe it to our wives. We are the ones who hurt them. We are the ones who made the mistakes of the past. But that doesn't mean everything is hopeless. There is hope. We can stand on that hope. And what is more, we don't need to be alone on this journey. We can have a support team. And part of finding that support team is attending an empathy group where we will make relationships and build relationships with other men who can stand by us as well. Thank you for listening.